We're fortunate to live in an era and state that gives us the freedom to decide how to best educate our children. When my first child was nearing school age, I took advantage of that and started exploring her educational options. My daughter was always an eager learner, and we knew she would be 4 days too young to enroll in kindergarten at 5 years old. She was already a step ahead, so we wanted to find a school that could meet her where she was academically and to challenge her appropriately. My situation is not unusual. Parents and students across Pennsylvania find themselves facing similar circumstances and more: bullying, an unchallenging curriculum, a dangerous walk to school, needing more support than the school can provide, or sometimes the overall fit just isn't right. It's important to know that as parents, we can do something about it. As we celebrate National School Choice Week, and Pennsylvania celebrates 20 years of the law that established charter schools, I'd like to underscore for parents and students that they have educational options beyond just their districts of residence. School choice gives parents access to the best educational options for their children from kindergarten through graduation, and that includes the whole spectrum: public brick and mortar schools, public online schools, public charter schools, private schools, and even homeschooling. I explored every single one of those options with the future in mind. I plan to eventually return to the workforce, so how would homeschooling fit in? Would my daughter be placed in advanced classes or grades with older kids in a public or private school, even though I wanted her to interact with peers at her same emotional age? In the end, I chose an online public school for her and her sister, who followed 2 years later. The structure allows my older daughter the freedom to advance academically while maintaining age-appropriate classmates. And it gives my shy younger daughter the ability to interact and advocate for herself in a way and time frame that are comfortable for her. What works for my children might not be right for yours, and what works for my children this year might not be what works for them next year. Parents know their children best, and that's the beauty of school choice, discovering that educational match. I not only discovered a good match for my children, but I discovered that I can help other parents who are looking to make a transition. I ended up working at a cyber school, helping families and students to navigate their new environment and to learn to thrive. My advice for parents who are in the school choice process: determine what your short and long-term goals are for your children's education and do the research to identify the right choice. Does your student have special needs? And can the school accommodate them? Is it important for you, the caretaker, to be involved in your children's education? Does your student need a more personalized learning environment? For me, and for many of the families I work with, taking that leap from what we've always known in terms of school can be scary. Doing something different, or not what the majority is doing, is intimidating. To provide comfort during the research process, I always encourage parents to speak with other families in the community about options they've pursued. This way, they not only learn more about the school, but they develop an external learning support system. Education isn't a one-way street. As parents, we can choose the direction our children should be going, but it starts with finding the best route and not taking too long to get to your destination. When I'm working with families, the consistent feedback I hear from parents, especially those who spent years contemplating the move, is, "Man, we wish we would have done this sooner."